So so then I had to learn, a lot of things from books and interpret and things like that, right? So that is why, like, I made sure that, like, slowly, step by step, this whole, this curriculum will be like this. Okay. So after we finish all these fundamentals, right, then I'll go to the next step. How to cast horoscope. There are like nuances to it. So straight away
Yeah.
I'll be telling that. Then I will talk about how to interpret, all that. So it's like continuous thing. The total thing is 6 months.
Yeah, see, and not only that, right? So since you are we are a background of MBA, all those things, right? The way you put it in the sequence of the slides and everything, right? So I've seen a lot of Jyotish Shastra books, but it doesn't give that way, right? You are going very sequence based, the PPT preparation was very good, sir. At least, So
Yeah.
you are summarizing in one, I think one PPT slide, you are giving a lot of information. So that's good thing, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, good. Hi, everyone. So any questions, any doubts so far?
Nothing as such. I think we are still learning alphabet, so not able to make sentences, but it's fine. Let's finish the alphabet.
No, but at least that
Agree.
alphabet you should practice, right? That's what we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what we do,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Mm. So see, again, I keep telling, right? So we have to practice, right? Again, don't be afraid if you interpret something wrong. Okay. That's how we learn. Okay. So start predicting, then see how it works, and then try to see if you think some way, and then people say, no, no, I'm not of that type at all. Then you can really make out A, if that person is telling truth or not. Sometimes people don't want to reveal openly, right? And second, B, if they're telling truth, then you can go back and see where do we miss? No, right? Again, for every planet and everything, there are hundreds of karakatwas. You won't be able to memorize everything. But what I'm teaching is the roots, the basics, right? There will be so many branches to it. That is how you will learn. Okay. If there are no questions, we can get started. Where is my slide? So is aspects all clear? Any questions on the aspects? Okay. So if there are no questions on aspects, then we will go to the next topic. Retrograde. Have you heard of this term? Retrograde, Vakri, Vakram.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think?
It's going in the opposite. I don't know.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Retro. Yeah, opposite. Something change. Direction changes.
Direction changes. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, it's so basically retro means it is direction is changing. Okay. So in Sanskrit, it is called Vakragati. Vakragati means planets are moving in the opposite direction, backwards. Okay. Or normally to whatever the direction it is going, it is supposed to go, it will be in the backward direction. That is what the retrograde means. Okay. So, but if you look at it, in reality, if you look at the universe, does planet go in opposite direction?
No, that's what I was going to ask. How does that? Yeah.
So planet doesn't go in opposite direction. Correct. Planets are all like fixed. They are all going in whatever the direction it is, right? So then what is this retrograde? That is what we will be saying, right? So again, remember, our whole Jyotisha Shastra is based from Earth, right? You are looking the planets from Earth's perspective. Okay, so let us assume this is Mars. Okay, this is Mars. Okay, this is Mars planet. So you are looking from Earth, this Mars direction, and then you just draw a line, straight line. Let's assume this is point A. Then Earth is moving, Mars is also moving, correct? Then from here, you draw another point line, it comes to B. Then after some time, Earth comes here, you draw, Mars also moves here, you draw another point. Then this point came to this one, right? So this A, B, when it is C, still you may think, oh, it is still in a forward direction because with reference to B, this is forward only. But when you see, when Earth comes to this position, right, and it is looking at Mars, the position is D. That means from this position C, it is backwards, right? It has in fact come back to earlier to the B position, position B. So all these planets, Earth is moving the same direction. This Mars is also moving the same direction. But when you look planet from Earth, right, you think the planet has come back. Okay.
Yeah.
So then again you go here and then you plot another line. It comes to this position E, right? Then you come here. Then Earth has come. It has moved faster than Earth, Mars, right? So from here you see F. Now you see it. We think that this is coming back in the forward direction, and from here it comes back to the complete forward direction. So this position is called retro. How it is mentioned, represented in your horoscope, people write bracket R. If somebody writes in your horoscope, you open your horoscope and you see Mars, and then somebody, the horoscope is written like this, that means this planet is in a retrograde motion. That means from Earth, when you see, the planet is in the reverse direction, but actually it is not. The only thing is it is basically I would say like an optical illusion. Okay, because you are looking from Earth, you think that planet is moving in a reverse direction. This is called a retrograde. Clear? Any questions?
No, this makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. So now we looked at the scientific part of it, right? So what does it mean if a planet is retrograde? Okay. So what does it mean is a lot of people will scare you. This planet is in retrograde, so it is giving you negative results. Correct? Have you guys heard about this? Yes, no?
Yes, yes. And one more thing, what is when they are in Gandanta? I don't know what that word means, but yeah, when it is in that, it's a very hard phase, and when it goes to retrograde, it's a hard difficulties come. Yes, I've heard that.
Right? The moment planet is in a retrograde, people say, oh, your sky is going to fall, and then there will be a lot of problems, issues, and things like that. You know, don't worry about that. There is nothing like that. Okay, there is nothing like that. What retrograde means is that person, they will be able to think out of the box and come up with a different creative solution to the problem. Simple. It is supposed to go forward, right? People, you might think in a like lot of, within among friends, we tease somebody, right? If somebody thinks differently, we say, oh, that guy always thinks in a reverse order. Don't we joke about like this? No? You don't have anybody like that?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
We do, right?
Yeah.
At least one or two people will be there like that in the gang, in a group of friends, right? So those people, that means they have more retrograde planets in their horoscope. So how they use that skill in their life is entirely different thing. And what I'm talking about is, if you see any retrograde planets in your horoscope, you will be able to think differently than other people. This is just one line you register in your mind. See, simple. Who can be more successful in their life? Say, like professionally, let's think.
Who are not average.
Who are not average, right? If the person thinks like a normal average person, if that will that person be successful? No, right? That person has to think differently. That thinking differently is caused by retrograde planets. So in what area they will think differently, that depends on the in which planet it is retrograde, and in which bhava this retrograde planet is sitting. So simple. You open your horoscopes. Do you guys have any retrograde planet in your horoscope?
Okay. How do they? I don't know if they so you said that they will write it as R or something.
R, correct.
Okay.
Just to see. Again, please remember, not everybody will have retrograde planet. Retrograde planet has multiple meanings to it. Okay. One is out of the box solution. The second is that denotes the pending karma of that person, of that native. This retrograde planet denotes the pending karma of the native, of the jataka. So that means what? You will be forced to work in that area, whether you like it or not. Because you have pending karma, you have to go and work and finish your karma. That also, this retrograde gives two things. One is thinking out of the box. Second is pending karma. The first one, thinking out of the box, is optional. Optional in the sense whether how you want to use it. But the second one, pending karma, there is no escape. Did anybody check your horoscopes right now? Is there any?
Yeah. I see only Rahu and Ketu as retro.
Okay, that's good. Rahu and Ketu, they are always in a reverse direction, retro. Right? So those things are not counted. We have to look at this.
What does it mean when Venus is in retro? I see another one where Venus.
The same meaning.
Okay.
Except Rahu. Rahu, take out the Rahu and Ketu, the 7 planets. Okay. So Venus. So Venus related activities is what is pending karma for you, and you will think something differently in that area. Maybe you dress very creatively, very nicely. Others will compliment you all the time.
Interesting. Okay.
It could be different, right? The clothes, the jewelry, what you wear, and then how you interact with the people. Okay, especially with the opposite sex, because you said Venus. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. So now let's go to another concept.
One more thing,
Yes.
sorry. I've heard most of the times people talking about Jupiter retrograde.
Yeah.
And that is something that they think that it's a very big event. What is the significance of Jupiter being retrograde?
Basically, the duration of these planets being retrograde, Jupiter and Saturn, the duration is pretty long. For Jupiter, it will be like around approximately 3 to 4 months. For Saturn, it will be like more than 6 months. Okay. So that is the reason, because it is duration is long, people talk about it. Okay. But again, people talk about only about scaring. Right?
Yeah.
This problem will come, that problem will come, nothing. Right? You just see how you can use those things as opportunities. Right? Yeah, you have that skill. You want to make use of that as an opportunity. The other thing is pending karma. Again, I said, right? Pending karma is what is very much you have to do or you will be forced to do.
Okay, so if somebody's Jataka has no retro planet except for Rahu Ketu, of course, does that mean they have no major karma that they, what does that mean?
Correct. So good question. If they don't have any retrograde planet, that means they don't have anything much big pending karma.
Okay.
If you see people like with that combinations, okay, you will see the difference. They will be very happy. Their life will be simple, or whatever, whether it is materialistically they will be successful, or whatever it is, their life will be very simple. They won't have any problems. You go and ask them, do you have any problem or any stress? They won't say nothing. Other than like, okay, I want to start a business, so I'm facing this problem. That is not, it comes as part of it, right? So we are talking about more issues coming from the family and coming from, all that.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, I think Bill Gates doesn't have any retro planet.
Okay.
Yeah, we can check. If somebody can Google Bill Gates horoscope, it will come. We can confirm it if I remember correctly. Okay. Again, this will give a good indication, right, where that person has to make sure that releases their karma. Then only whatever the other skill, it will be helpful to them. If they're not releasing their pending karma and then they're dodging or they're doing something else, right, then they won't be able to get the fruits of this retrograde. See, remember one thing, for everything there is positive and negative. You have to see how to use these even negative things as opportunities, so that we can lead a happy life in this janma, in this life. Okay. Any question before I move to another topic? Okay. Stationary planet. Have you heard about this word? Not many people will use it.
No.
No, yeah, I haven't heard about this. No.
Yeah, this is very, very like a little advanced topic. Not many people use it. Okay, I'm telling you what is stationary planet. What is stationary planet? Stationary means in Sanskritam, right? It is called Stambit Graha. Right? What is Stambit stationary? The planet will be in one position. Stationary, fixed. Again, see here, contradicting, right? We all know planets are moving at some pace around sun, right? First thing we saw, a planet going retrograde, opposite direction. That is one opposite view of the what is actually happening in the scientific world, right? Physically, that what we are seeing in the universe. So now what is Stambit? Stambit means a planet being in that same position, fixed. How is that possible? Is that possible?
No, but I guess it's relative. It's relative to Earth now. I don't know.
Correct. Relative to Earth. Okay. We all, okay, see somebody has chat. Let me open. Where is my mouse? Okay. We all have seen the pendulum, right? You know the olden days clock, or you have the pendulum, right? When the pendulum is moving, when pendulum goes to one direction, right? So this is the thing, right? So this is the pendulum. It goes here, right? And then again, it will stay and then it will come back, correct? But if you have noticed, when it goes to the top position, you will see this pendulum will stay there for some time, like a fraction of a second. Correct?
Before
then
it
again, it will come back
direction.
here.
Yeah.
It will stay there for a fraction of a second, gets its momentum, and then it comes back.
Yeah.
Right? This position where it stands, that is what is Stambit. So, in a retrograde, now we saw the planet is here going, and then it comes, right? This position is Stambit. And again, it came reverse. Then again, you see here, this position is Stambit. So a planet in a retrograde, when a planet is going in a retrograde, you can have two Stambit positions. One is from forward to backward, reverse direction. And the other position is from reverse to forward direction. So when the planet is said to be in this Stambit position, it will generate the maximum. You will get the Earth will get the maximum rays from this planet. That means this planet, I will say, is more powerful. Because it is there in the same position. You are seeing Earth. We are seeing this planet from here, right? We see this is the same position. It will be the same position depending on the planet. Okay, if it is Saturn, you will see that the Saturn could be in Stambit position for a couple of days. Same thing, Jupiter, 1 day maybe, or 2 days. For other planets, it could be less than a day. Okay, you see this video, you will understand. So this is actual. See, just slow down, right? Any questions, any doubts? Okay. So we have learned so many concepts, right? Can you guys tell how does the graha gets its strength? What are all the ways it gets the maximum, the strength? What happened? Everybody's on mute.
I think combination of everything, the direction, the drifty, yeah, I think where it is, yeah, it's a combination of all of those.
Okay, good, Deepa. How about others? Venkat, Viresham, Shanti, Salman, Deepti. What happened? You guys remember or don't remember? Don't know? Degrees of strength. Okay. Okay. So what are the things, right? First thing is planet being in the own house. Remember, we saw every Rashi has the Lord. Right?
Yeah.
You guys memorize that?
Yeah. Own house exaltation. Right.
Own house, exaltation, all that. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
So own house. When a planet is in the own house, is said to be is in a good strength, right? Maximum strength or whatever it is. What it gives fame, wealth, position, happiness. Okay. Any planet. This is very generic rule or generic concept. Okay. Then exaltation. Exaltation means it gains from conveyances, respect from elders, fame, wealth, all that. And friend's house. If the planet occupies a friend's house, that is one thing. And Mula Trikona, we already saw that Mula Trikona position.
One question here. So, own house means good children means any planet in own house will give good children or lands happiness, or you're talking about specific ones here?
This is very generic.
Okay.
Okay, this is very generic.
And is it true? Like basically, you're saying any planet own house means good children, fame, wealth,
Basically,
position.
any planet having its own house means that planet ensures that the native will get a majority of this. If not all, majority of.
Okay.
Okay. So then debilitation, losses, all that troubles, hurdles, all that is caused by the debilitation. Then retrograde, we saw, right? Just now, what is retrograde? Then combust position. So combust, when a planet is said to be combust, if it is within the 5 to 10 degrees from sun. Okay, so the planet will lose its strength. It doesn't matter whether the planet is in exaltation or own house or friend's house, it doesn't matter. If it is closer to the sun, it will lose its position. Again, remember, what did I say? How does the planet rays come to us? Do you guys remember?
Yes, combustion, I understand. Yeah, closer to sun, right? Basically, within certain degrees of.
I'm not asking about combust. I'm asking about, do you guys remember how does the planet is influencing us in Earth?
Yeah, because of its pull, right? Some gravitational pull, whatever it is.
Not really. Okay. I specifically explained this concept. How does in the Jyotish Shastra, when I'm talking about Jyotish. So this is sun, right? This is sun, this is Earth, and say this is a planet, say like say Jupiter, right? So sunlight goes to Jupiter, and from Jupiter it reflects us, correct? So if this Jupiter comes in between, say sun is here, say Jupiter comes here. So the rays goes to Jupiter, then again that rays comes back to Earth, but it is passing through the sunlight, right? The sun rays. So this reflection, it won't be visible. It will be or negligible. So traditionally people say combust, okay, if the planet is within this 5 to 10 degrees, it will be weak. But I'm giving you the scientific explanation of that, why it is.
Okay, got it. Yeah, okay.
Okay. See, my way of teaching is both, mostly focusing on the scientific way and giving the interpretation. So instead of just like that by hearting, okay, combust means planet sitting, coming closer to 5 to 10 degrees, you say combust. I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why retrograde is not bad. Okay. So that is what the combust means. Basically, it loses its power. But so you don't specifically get the Jupiter's rays because sun will block it.
So only, let's say if Jupiter is on this side of, means between Earth and Sun, let's say in that scenario.
That is not possible, right? See, Jupiter is away from Earth in the solar system.
Outside, it's elliptical, basically orbit is outside of it. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
So that was not possible.
Okay, so planets which will be combust are only which are further away from Sun than Earth.
No. It can be even Venus will be combust, Mercury will be combust. They will come here.
Okay, when they're away on the other side of Sun. Okay, in that scenario.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So thing is, we are looking planets from Earth's perspective.
Okay. Okay, then I have to read a little bit more on this, because see, they say it's in the same house, that's only combust, right? Means in the same house with sun, they'll say it's combust, like in the 30 degrees, whatever Rashi it is, right? So then that means when it's in the Rashi, for example, Venus has to be in the other side of sun, away from Earth, right? That's how it has to be, means based on this explanation, correct? So Earth has to be on this side, sun has to be in the middle, and Venus has to be in the other side.
Not
only
other
then
side. It will be in the middle. Venus will be in the middle. So this is sun. Okay, this is Venus, and this is Earth.
Okay.
Right? So Venus orbits like this. Earth orbits like this. Okay, it doesn't matter. From you are looking from Earth. If this falls in the same line, it is basically 5 to 10 degrees approximately, you can say. Then it will be in combust. So this planet will lose its power because you won't get that reflection of its own, this planet's own reflection, because sun rays will block it.
Okay, because
Okay.
they're in the path of the sun rays to Earth. Yeah. Okay, so that is the concept here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so any planet whose basically rays fall in that path of sun rays will be in combust. That's what the concept is, right?
Exactly. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. So these are all the ways a planet strength is determined. Please note the word I used only strength, not positive, because positive and negative both are included here, right? These things increases its strength. These things reduces its strength. Okay, especially the combust one. Okay. Then the next is aspect. We already saw other aspects. Okay. So
So one thing, right? Question: is there any order in which the strength is determined here? Out of all this stuff, right? Is there any specific
that is
priority?
what this slide is about.
Oh,
Hold
okay,
on
okay.
to it. Hold on to it. So we all saw these concepts: exaltation, debilitation, own house, Mulatrikon, aspects, retrograde, Raja Yogas, right? Combust, you name it, whatever it is, right? We will not be using any of these things. Absolutely no. Without using all these, we will make predictions. None of this will be used. So basically, we will not consider at all these concepts. I'm just teaching you because it's part of the fundamentals you should know.
But so you're saying
yeah,
it
hold
will
on.
be very okay.
Hold on.
I'll ask that.
Let me finish this slide and then you can ask. Okay. So none of this concept will be used. Okay. Very advanced method, but very simple method. Okay, imagine all those concepts like you are somebody was asking, right? What is the order in which I have to use? Whether this one or that one? How much weightage you should give for exalted planet, for the own house, for a combust, for a retrograde? So many concepts, and you are all completely confused. And each person will have his or her own way of interpretation. That is why you go to 100 astrologers, you will get 100 different opinions, right? Because of all that variations. So in this stellar narrative method, we will not be using none of those. Where is my mouse here? Okay. Right? And added to that, I have tweaked that method with my own hybrid. Okay. So this method is one. And added to that, I have my own hybrid way. That increases even more your prediction, increased accuracy level. If I use my hybrid method, I will teach both. And I will tell you what is the difference in my hybrid method and the stellar narrative method. Right? And you can make the prediction after the full course, 6 months course. You can make the prediction in less than 2 minutes. Any question, you will not even take 2 minutes, actually, 30 seconds or 1 minute maximum. That's it. You will be able to make any prediction. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Somebody was asking question.
No. Basically, from what I read, they say Parashar system is very exhaustive, but more like very knowledgeable. So that's what I'm asking here. Actually, I know Nadi. I heard there's maybe a little bit different version of Nadi. But so why Parashar is so famous, right? Like in the sense, like usually a lot of people read on Parashar system. Just more knowledge. I'm just asking the question.
Lot of people, I would say, 95 to 97% of the people use Parashara. Okay. The stellar narrative method, only 1 to 2%. 1% only, I will say. Very, very less, or even less than 1%. The remaining 2 to 3% use KP.
KP means which one?
Krishnamurti Paddhati.
KP, yeah, KP, not KP, I know, yeah, KP Paddhati, yeah.
KP, Krishnamurti Paddhati. So basically, the stellar Nadi method, Krishnamurti Paddhati, it's all coming from the same root. So a lot of people think both are the same, but they are different. But again, in KP, they will consider all the concepts. Exaltation, debilitation, aspects, everything they will consider. But in stellar Nadi, that and all is not required. And yet, you will be able to make accurate prediction.
Okay. So who is the root? For example, Parashar, we know say Parashar. For this one, who is the what is who started this?
So I think I have told about in the beginning of the class. I think I might have, but anyway, since you asked, it is started by a code name called a person name called Meena. He is R.G. Rao, R. Gopalakrishna Rao. He developed this method, and then it got shared, or each people have their own version. If we go and talk to KP people will say R.G. Rao copied from Krishnamurti Paddhati. If you talk to Stella Nadi people, they will say KP copied from here. But one thing is the sublord concept, which has been introduced by R.G. Rao. He writes his spelling like this, Rao. Okay, R.G. Rao, right? In 1955, he published the article in the magazine of 1955. After that only, I think KP developed somewhere in 60s to 70s, I think. Okay, very few people, very few people use it. Okay. So that's the thing. Whatever it is, again, I have my own hybrid method, and then that is what I will be teaching. Okay. So now let's talk about elliptical cycle. Any questions so far? So this is fixed elliptical cycle, all these planets, right? Earth takes approximately 1 month to finish one orbit around to the sun, right? That is how we are measuring a month, right? Our lunar months. So each moon stays in each Rashi or sign for approximately 2.25 days. Mercury, Venus, and Sun. Again, why we took Sun is because we are looking from Earth's perspective. So all these 3 planets takes approximately 1 year, okay, to complete one elliptical cycle. And these signs will stay in each 1 month in each sign. Mars is in the outer circle, that is away from Earth, right? So it takes 1.5 years. So it will be Mars will be in one sign for 1.5 months. Jupiter takes 12 years. And it stays in one sign for 1 year. That is why people do all sorts of predictions, Jupiter transit. Why? Because it takes 12 years to finish one cycle. In one sign, it is staying for 1 year. Nobody makes, okay, Sun's transit, Mercury transit like that, right? So people make, because it stays in one sign for longer time. Rahu Ketu, they take 18 years to finish one cycle. So on each sign, they stay for 1.5 years. Saturn is the longest, which takes 30 years. So 2.5 years in one sign. That is why you say you have that Sade Sati, Elinati Seni, all that, right? Because Saturn affects two signs. Your Rashi, say for example, if somebody is Leo, okay, then if the moment Sun enters Cancer, sorry, Saturn enters Cancer, then Leo, then Virgo, each 2.5 years. That is why it is called Sade Sati, 7.5 years. Saturn has the power to influence one sign behind and one sign after. So total 3 signs it will affect. Okay. So I was again talking about, right? So if you see, Mercury, to reach Mercury's sunlight, right? Okay, it takes 3.2 minutes for the sunlight to reach Mercury, and then again coming to us. Okay, so approximately 6.4 minutes it will take. It again depends on where the Mercury is positioned. If Mercury is positioned away from Earth and Sun, then from there, and then, like I already told you, like this, this is Earth, this is Mercury, right? Go from here and from here. So it will be maximum 6.4 minutes or minimum is 3.2 minutes. And for Venus, sunlight takes 6 minutes to reach Venus. And for Earth, so sunlight directly comes to us, so it takes 8.3 minutes. For Mars, 12.6 minutes. Jupiter, 43.2 minutes. Saturn is, you see, 79.3 minutes. So I will draw a line. Okay. So Uranus, it takes 2 hours, 40 minutes to reach the sunlight to Uranus. And then from there, you would add another 2 hours. And Uranus takes 84 years to complete one elliptical cycle. Then Neptune, 4.1 hours and 164.8 years. And Pluto, 5.5 hours and 248 years. So why we don't consider these 3 planets is average human life is how many years? Average human life.
80, 90.
80, 90. I mean, based on our astrology, we consider as 120 years, right? You are supposed to live for 120 years. How many of us are living? That's a different issue. So, but average people are living like 80, 90 years maximum, right? So that person, people living more than 84 years only will see one full elliptical cycle of Uranus. And Neptune and Pluto, it is not even possible. Right? So that is the reason a planet has to affect our human life in our current life, right? More than once. This Neptune and Pluto, it cannot even, you can't even see the full one elliptical cycle. And see the sun rays, it takes 5.5 hours to reach Pluto and then coming back, right? What effect it can have? It will have very insignificant effect. That's the reason we don't consider these 3 planets. It's not that our sages didn't know about these 3 planets. They didn't consider these planets because the effect is, it will be very, 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 very negligible.
Because it is slow, right? That's the reason?
Not slow. No,
it's
slow.
Far, right? It is far away.
Oh,
farther,
okay.
Farther. See, again, that's what I'm trying to tell. This is Jyotisha Shastra. What is Jyotisha? Study of light. Okay. So that light will not even come back.
Okay.
It is so far. you can't even have that. You see how many life or janmas you have to take to see one full elliptical evolution. I mean, a revolution.
Okay, I have one question here in this concept, right? So, see, Jyotish Shastra was invested probably started in some yugas back, but in earlier yugas, right? They used to live thousands of years also, like Dhritarashtra, sorry, Darsha, 10,000 years, something like that. Then what in those cases, right? Earlier yugas, people used to live more than 100 years, like thousands of years also, right? So then in that case,
see, we don't know about that case whether, sorry. See, we are talking about our normal human in Kali Yuga.
okay, but
so in Parashara Shastra, it is vast subject, and there are so many dasha systems are there. Again, when we talk about the if you guys enroll in the full course, then I'll be talking about Vimshottari Dasha and all those things. I will tell you why we are choosing only Vimshottari Dasha system. There are more than 32 Dasha systems, or minimum 32 Dasha systems are there, which Parashara has defined.
Okay.
Out of that, we are not using all of them.
Okay.
We are
But you
using
got my
only
question,
one.
right? Because this whole cycle, 120 years, has been existing for a long time. Like then what about people? Because people used to live more than 100 years definitely earlier, right? In the before you guys. Then what
No,
about
them? We don't, we are thinking, right? They used to live. Maybe only few people are used to live, not everybody.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So this is the main reason, at least you consider for the Kali Yuga part, why we are not considering these 3 planets. At least I don't consider. I cannot talk about other astrologers. But this doesn't make sense to me to consider. Okay. Any questions? No? Okay. If there are no questions, I think we will stop here. This is like a good logical stop. We will catch up next week. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank
Bye.
you so much, sir. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.